What I am troubled for, and I think that's one thing that every single person in this room will agree with, we cannot be any more polarized if we tried. And one thing that does not help bring unity or find commonalities is when people spread misinformation.
I guess this item, book banning and censorship, is the fine print of your contract with the community. I'm glad that it's coming to light, and I imagine that it always would.
A proposed ordinance of the city's libraries, other public facilities, making material unavailable to minors. Making something unavailable to someone is, I think, is a synonym for banning that. And so that's where and I apologize if I have...
Librarians who is now working with teens at the Brooklyn Library as part of the Books Unbanned said, identities are not obscenities. Stories are not pornography. They are possibility. And finally, I think that this whole idea around, this isn't a ban, it's very clear. Again, as many people read out from the dictionary, the words are there. It's a ban. If you move the books from one section and behind a wall, behind a curtain, that's still potentially a ban if they're supposed to be meant for a certain age group, and if you're moving them away from that. If you'd like, you can put a sticker on the outside of the library that warns parents and everyone as they go in that obscene materials might be inside of this place, but they're not.
If I have an inability to understand that, but that was my takeaway, was that removing something from minors.
I own a book, The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, 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 which was written by me, Little Miss Hot Mess, and illustrated by the incredibly talented Olga de Dios and published by Reading Press Kids. And I wrote this book because I wanted everyone to get to experience the magic of drag and to get a little practice shaking their hips or shimmying their shoulders to know how we can feel fabulous inside of our own bodies. And it also goes to the tune of a song that I think a lot of you might know. So we're going to read through the book once so you can see all the beautiful pictures of queens. And then we're going to dance it out together if you're able. We're going to jump right into our book. And we're going to start with our hips. And we're going to swish them. We're going to go, the hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Just going to swish them from side to side. Swish, 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 swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. All through the town.
Removing something from minors, and that goes to my First Amendment question. If we're taking away something from someone, are we effectively banning it from their use?
Will spread misinformation, which has been happening throughout this whole process. So I got several, as you know, Councilmember Kalmick, I am subscribed to your newsletter, and it's very, very troubling to read all this disinformation that's been shared with this community. Just last week, we had a unanimous vote to work with a company to look into all of our contracts to see where there are efficiencies. I didn't see any attacks or lies about that. And even last time when I did ask you, why are you being dishonest?
I think is a synonym for banning that. Removing something from minors, and that goes to my First Amendment question. If we're taking away something from someone, are we effectively banning it from their use?
Why are you telling people books are being banned? Once again, you were being dishonest here. You said, I didn't say they were being banned.
I think is a synonym for banning that.
I said that this could lead to book banning. All while at the same time, I am looking at your emails that you've been sending. If we don't find some way to communicate honestly, nothing's going to be improved. I don't think anybody here likes what's happening in here. We don't like it. You guys don't like it. I'm sure we'd all rather be out on the street fair on Tuesdays, but that's not going to happen because Councilmember Kalmick has decided to use this to campaign. to campaign. No, I'm not being, I'm telling the truth. And sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. So I'm very disappointed in the fact that a lot of lies have been told.
Petition signatures for a ballot measure to prevent the banning of books in our library.
Banning of books in libraries?
Yeah, that's what they're planning to do.
Really?
There's an ordinance.
A lot of lies have been told. I really wish that more honesty would happen. I will continue to focus on looking for efficiencies. It is our job. It is our responsibility. I am glad that at this point this is over. So, thank you. So anyway, that's what I have to say right now. I really hope that at some point there could be a little bit more, I don't know, cohesiveness. Yeah, just plain simple civility. I mean, just to get this, just to have to call a recess here because you guys are sitting there bickering and mocking people and heckling. That's what we used to do in middle school. And we're sitting here trying to conduct a meeting. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm glad this process is over. We have to continue to do our job, and I really do hope that Councilmember Kalmick does not continue to be dishonest with the community. Thank you.
If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, within a decade, I'd have judges promoting pornography,